How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Biotic podcast number 23 with myself, Adi of Adi Biotics. Like with every podcast, we like to start off by saying hello, hoping everybody's well. You're keeping fit, you're keeping active, you're keeping the fight going as well. So with today's podcast, we're going to be talking about it's okay to be different. And today's podcast is a bit different because we're not inside the studio. We're out and about having a nice little walk. The weather's nice and hot. So I decided to get out, breathe some fresh air, which is good, and just bring a friend along as well. And everybody knows this particular friend. There he is, hey. Mr Aiden Riley, as always.
As always. Yeah. Sounds like you're getting sick of me.
No, I'm not.
As always. He's black. Fuck.
Here he is. So Aiden, how's life been treating you, bro?
Life has been okay, my friend. I've got no qualms about anything. Just chugging along as you do.
Best way, isn't it? Just to get along and just learn to get out and everything. So, as we were mentioning today, we're talking about it's okay to be different. Now, obviously, you yourself have different interest in what you like to do in life. You have different hobbies. I have different hobbies. Tal, if he's watching, hope you're well, bro. And he's got different hobbies as well.
He's got loads of hobbies.
Oh, he has loads of probably has the most hobbies out of all of us. That is true. Too many hobbies.
If you ask, it will last the whole day for him to actually explain.
And why he likes them as well, yeah. That's the most part. So, okay, so let's start off with yourself, since you are the guest. So please start off today. What are your favourite hobbies?
My favourite hobbies? Writing. Writing, it, as I struggle with mental health, it's good to release it. Another thing I like to do is listen to podcasts as well.
Yeah.
Podcasts. At the moment, I'm listening to a couple documentary podcasts and another one, philosophy.
Oh, brilliant.
The other day, I listened to one that was on about utopia and the many definitions of utopia.
Please explain.
Well, we all have our own definition of utopia, right?
Yes.
So, utopia meaning everybody's equal.
Yes.
You know, you've seen the computer games, you've seen the films. Everything looks beautiful. You know, nature is thriving. We're all happy. You know, that kind of utopia. You know, everybody, and there's enough food to go around. Everybody is equal. So that's the utopia. That's utopia.
Okay.
Happiness. You know, everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's
yes.
happy. Which is obviously a load of rubbish, but it will never happen. But it's a nice thought, right?
Yeah, it's a good thought to have.
Yeah, but the way these professors explained it, because you know, I'm not high intellect like they are, but listening to them explain the many definitions of utopia was very intriguing.
That's good.
Yeah, going for long walks with my dog. That's another thing.
Okay.
Whilst I listen to my podcasts. What else? Reading. I love reading. And TV. I love TV. I'll give a shout out to a great program that I'm watching at the moment. It's called The Expanse. It's a sci-fi space show. It's about a group of... it's based 200 years later into the future. There's Mars, Earth. Earth is now run by the UN. Mars has its own politics. And you've got so many little factions in there too. If you've heard of it, you know how good it is. So yeah, just keeping my mind active really.
That's good.
And yoga. And Pilates and going for long jogs.
Yeah, so a list just as big as Tal's, but close enough, I would say, about 3/4.
No,
Three-quarters of that list.
More like a quarter.
Yeah, that's true. He's got way too many hobbies.
That's great though, isn't it?
It's a perfect thing to have.
That's why I admire him, because he's got so many things to keep him distracted.
Yeah, and the good thing is that when you're a person of various interests, you can, like, say for example, one day you can try out one thing, and then the next day you can try out something else.
Can I say one other thing?
Yes, please.
I love gaming as well. I've got back into gaming. The Last of Us 2, I'm playing it at the moment. Awesome game. It's so good.
I ain't played a video.
That's another thing. PlayStation 4. I got PlayStation 5 yet. I don't care. PlayStation 4.
Eventually it'll happen with this one.
Last of Us 2. Really, if you haven't played it, play the first one, play the second one. It's great.
Cool.
Anyway, there you go. And The Sims. I love The Sims as well. Yeah.
Building everything in it.
Getting a great job, getting a family and everything. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Keep going.
Do what you're doing. You're the guest. Today's podcast is about the guest as well. Well, mainly about the guest, I should say. So yeah, and that's good. As I was saying, it's good to have various interests because it's like, for example, a person who loves fitness, like myself and Tal. You know, one day you can, yeah, exactly, and yourself. One day you can go hit the weights in the gym. Next day you can go and do a mixed martial arts course. Next day you can go for yoga. Next day you can go back to the gym. And then the same day after, you can go back and do the mixed martial arts. You can do the stretching as well.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. And yeah, so it's good to, like, you know, get out and see what various interests, because when you mix to different places, like, you know, like say the gym, an MMA gym, or you can go, for example, if you don't want to do full-on mixed martial arts, you can do like Muay Thai, CrossFit as well. Yeah, so when you do things like that and you meet new people every day, you know, you're expanding your friend zone, you're expanding your networking, and then it's good to do that, because once you meet people of various interests or similar interests as yourself, you'd be like, hey, it's good to fit in with other people.
Hey, let's be friends.
Exactly, yeah. All jokes aside, that's how you do it. Let's be friends. You never know, you might meet your best friend through there. Exactly, yeah. So it's good to get out and do, and it's good to be different from everybody else. If everyone else who just wants to work, like, do one thing to just, you know, continuously pay bills, keep the food on the table, which is good. You know, then again, at the end of the day, bills don't pay themselves, do they? So when you do go out and, you know, when you want to do something different for your own life,
it also doesn't pay into your own life either.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep your brain active, working all the time. I just recently got myself a full-time job.
Congratulations.
Never had a full-time job before. I've always worked part-time whilst I've tried to endeavour on my dream of becoming a writer, but I've had to put that on the back burner and get a full-time job. I've got that podcast ideas that I want to speak to you about after.
Oh yes, that's fine. So this behind the scenes talk, which we're going to eventually share with everybody once the podcast ideas are all filmed, and they're going to be put them on there.
Ideas, and we need to get to it. But you know, yes, okay, I've got a full-time job, but it's not going to stop me from doing other things, you know.
No, you shouldn't.
Sometimes people, and I'm not saying to these people that I'm not blaming these people for not doing it, because a lot of people have a lot of things to tend to, like they've got children. I haven't got children yet, but when you've got children, you got to deal with them when you get home, and you're very tired when you do that. So I'm not saying that, I'm not blaming them for anything. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not going to let that happen to me, where I don't have various interests for when I get home.
Yeah.
So finish at 5, 6 o'clock. I've still got 4, 5 hours left until I go to bed. That doesn't mean that I can't see you guys.
No, that's true.
Pop down to you and see you, do a podcast, or
oh please, by all means, come.
Or, you know, do what I just explained earlier, my various other interests. Do them.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to read a couple of pages of a book.
No.
Does it take long to listen to a podcast? Does it take long to do any gaming? Doesn't take long to do any writing, you know.
That's what.
Doesn't take long to do any of these things.
It's true. Now that you mentioned it, you know, when you prolong something you think that's going to take so long, it really turns out it's not as long as you think it is. You'll end up saying to yourself, it'll be over before you know it. And it's true, it will be over before you know. Like, say for example, you've got a long journey ahead of you, you know, like a 4-hour drive or something.
Oh God.
Exactly, yeah. Hats off to those who do that. But when you're travelling for like 4 hours, you say, oh, I've got a long journey, I must get up and get going. And before you know it, you've reached your destination. You even won't realise for those 4 hours have gone by. So it's all about putting in that effort to get the result that you're after.
And the thing is, when you get the result that you want, you know, it builds pride as well. There's nothing better than being proud of yourself.
In a good way.
Yeah. When you're proud of yourself, the difficult person to please is yourself.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you got your mum, you got your dads, you got everything else, right?
Yeah.
But they will always be proud of you no matter what. So you could do anything and they'll be proud of you. But when you're proud of yourself, because you have to live with yourself constantly every single day.
24 hours.
Exactly, right? So when you're proud of yourself, you know, that's the best thing. When you say, that looks great, I did good there. I don't know about you, but I'm my own worst critic. So when I do something that I'm proud of,
Yeah.
that makes it a lot better. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes,
Because
of course.
your closest friends, no matter what you do, yeah, they'll be honest, but, you know.
Okay, no, so I appreciate it. So, think of today's message that it's okay to be different, try different things, and be a different person in general. And you don't have to be like every other person that you see on a daily basis. Whatever may work for you may not work for them, or whatever may work for them may not work for you. So, it's a good level of balance, isn't it?
I agree.
Thank you.
Especially when you're young as well, when you're like teens,
Yeah.
you're at a vulnerable age, go through school, you've got so many people around you that are doing other things. It's easy to like get mixed up in that.
Yeah.
It's easy to like join that group because you haven't got much confidence in yourself to go out alone.
Yeah.
If you are got a lot of confidence in yourself, well done, that's great. I wish I was like that when I was that age, but I wasn't. I was kind of like I guess I was kind of like a sheep in a way, you know. I joined groups that I thought, oh, that would do. I don't mind. You know, I might be welcome there. But if you've got the bravery to be different and be unique and be yourself at a young age, or even later on in life when you didn't have that bravery when you was younger,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Because it's always a good thing to be different.
Oh, yes.
It's always good to stand out than to stand in, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I guess that's what we learn through life, to find ourselves, and everybody's different in their own way anyway. It's just learning how to get that out of ourselves and say to the world, yeah, I'm different, and I don't care.
Yeah. Best way. Cool. Well, we're going to wrap up the podcast today. Thank you so much, Aiden, for taking the time out and joining me on this walk. It's been absolutely epic.
Anytime.
And yeah, so please follow us on. If you made it to the end of this podcast, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to Biotic Podcast and also new to Addy Biotics, do remember we've launched our Addy Biotics website, so please go check it out when you can. We'll put the link in the description below. Again, thank you so much to everybody. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll keep you updated with everything else as well. So until next time, stay biotic.
See you guys.